Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Mansillon, artist and spiritualist. I wanted to come and welcome you, say hello, and wish you a good day. If you're new to the channel, I thank you so very much for subscribing, and I thank you for your support, for your likes, for your sharing, for your comments, for your donations as well. I very appreciate that. And if you want a consultation, a private consultation, you can send me an email. I wanted to discuss a few ideas. The first one is that we need to let go of all the dramas of the Matrix. Oh, because our ego is allied with the snake, and he really wants to confuse us and slow us down. So it is important to let go of all the dramas that can be that we need to remove ourselves from all the dramas of our life. It is very important to focus on positive thought, reconnect to our inner child, and start to see life as a celebration each and every moment. And breathe consciously. For me, I'm learning to breathe naturally. I'm just giving up coffee and tobacco, and it's like my body was like resisting and shaking up, but Spirit has been asking me that for a long time. I used to have so many addictions. I'm going to talk about that. As a Pisces, we're like expert in addiction, and I used to have them all, and I removed them all, and it's like sometimes we need to get out of the comfort zone. So the best way to reconnect to our natural state is breathing consciously. Breathing with God. You're breathing light. You breathe out the stress 3 times. You're breathing light. You breathe out the stress. Envision the light that comes into your body. And you breathe out the stress. Then there's no more stress. After 3 breaths, we find back the serenity. Then we can continue to breathe in light and breathe out love. And we can do it 3 times. To be conscious of our breath, for everything happens within the breath. And the breath is something very precious, and we have an abundance of it, so we are very rich with that. So it is very important to send positive thoughts out, to be serene, to send positive, optimistic thoughts. Say, I am open, I am connected, I am love. And continue to, the more positive thought we send into the world, the more it will impact the collective field on the quantum level. For every attachment is about fear, so we have to let go and have trust that God will protect what's important. And freedom is our destiny. There is no choice. If we choose to follow our inner guidance will lead us to freedom and joy and abundance. We have to become master of our mind, of our thoughts. And not to let our thoughts dominate negative thoughts, to invade our consciousness. So we have to trust in the divine, that the divine will lead us back to ourselves, to our eternal soul, and from there everything else will flow. Either it's going to be the same old thing, we're going to continue to do the same thing, and we're going to have the same result, or we're ready to change, to leap into the void and the unknown. If we want the mirror of life to change, we have to change ourselves. If we want the mirror of life to smile at us, we have to smile with consistency, with enough sincerity to see life smiling at us back. To understand also that technology is a major distraction from the inner light. I'm not saying not to use technology, but not to become addicted to it. And not that a lot of people are just put their whole life in the hands of technologies, just like there are people with that transhumanism. They believe that they're going to be improved by mechanical device, when those people will not be able to ascend. We need to return to the natural state, because there is those double energies. One is the heavy, dense energy of the physical, and there is this light crystalline energy that circulates within us and progressively is gaining more space. But so we want to be as natural as possible with that. We have to understand what is authorized and what is forbidden for us. It's all different for everybody. I'm really not there. This is not what I'm going to talk about, addiction and all that. It's not about judgment. Judgment is the worst thing. If we have self-judgment and if we feel guilt, we can get really sick because of that. It becomes an unconscious blockage. So just accept yourself, love yourself where you are, who you are, and all that you are. From there, you can change. For what we seek in 5th dimension is to attain a natural state of being. for it is not a criticism for those who are using products. It was a great assistance. He provided relief, and sometimes psychotropic product can really open the consciousness to higher dimensions, can see beyond the veil. Because there is all kinds of advantages for a creative boost. Yet, for the complete physical ascension, we need to stabilize our settled body and let go of artificial stimuli. And so it's like, because there is no absolute. It's what your higher self, what is asking of you today, or now. But for a lot of people, have to give up eating meat. For instance, it will bring them a lot lighter, because when you eat meat and you're not enlightened, you might be disturbed by the emotion from the animals. That if the animals has negative emotion, it will bring up conflict around that. Personally, I had to do that. I did that in the 80s. I became a vegetarian. I was completely a meat eater for like many years, and it took me a couple of years to become a vegetarian. I stayed a vegetarian for many years, but then I became very sick and I had to eat meat to reintegrate my body. And now I have soul agreement with the animals. It took me a while. It was painful, but I made an agreement. Slowly but surely, my soul made agreements with all those animals. When I eat them, I transmute their soul and bring them to a higher planes. So it's not that like I have no more problem with that. I can eat meat. It's actually more useful for me to eat meat, because by compassion with the animal. Yet I'm really learning that I can eat a lot less and work more pranas. When you fast, your body is like regenerating so much faster. But it's all subject to individual need. So I understand we're all being tested, because it's like, can we dominate our senses, or are we dominated by them? The senses, we have 12 visceral entities: the eye and the view, the ears and the hearing, the mouth and the taste, the nose and the smell, the body and the touch, and the cognitive consciousness and the intuition. And those are children that the soul needs to educate and bring back to wisdom. And so it is important to be able to not allow to be abused by our senses, to not live unconsciously. Because if there is a pleasure within an experience, regardless of what it is, it can be like bad product, or it's a conscious act of seeking that pleasure and accepting the side effect of it. But in the addiction, it becomes a subconscious energy. It is like it becomes a chronic thing. It's like we don't have a choice. We give our power to that substance. And Pisces are expert in addiction. There's all kinds of addiction. Some of this can be gambling, it can be the screens, TV, internet, shopping, food, sex, video game, all kinds of addiction. Of course, there are healthy addiction, although addictions are addiction, but when you create an art, it can be addictive, but it's a pure creative thing. There is nothing wrong about that, or meditation, or that absolute thing wrong. But even sport is very, very powerful, very good habits to have, even if it's addiction. But somebody that needs to run 5 hours a day every day and cannot stop for one day has a problem with addiction. But it's like a much lesser addiction, because sports will bring all of the chemical we need that can replace all of that we need. Well, it's like I'm not a big sport. I will get more into sport in the future, but there's no black and white. It's all about finding the balance. What is authorized, what is forbidden by your higher self, and that changes with the time. So understanding that there is many in this world, it's like we're living in a world where people are prisoners of the samsara. As starseed, as light workers, we have certain tools to escape that, to escape the world of duality. We're here to help them, but most people won't use those tools, and they're like they just won't use it. It's just not there. May not be ready, but maybe they will. So I have to personally. I know I'm going to have to write some books to anchor this energy, so that all that are seeking those tools will be able to find a way to use them in a way that's very simple. Books are it's like a good anchoring. We need to continue to cultivate this inner purity, the purity of our heart, the purity of our intention, the purity of our mind, so we have more positive thoughts, and the purity of our physical body, so it can become as clear as a crystal eventually, and it can receive the light of God. For the light of God is very powerful, and because it's not, of course, like I said, it's not a criticism, and there is no judgment about that. But drugs and alcohol will create an excitement in the system, on the nervous system, and that will open and attract lower astral entities that can really hijack the system. So we have to learn with those things could have been good, and there's nothing wrong about it when it's conscious, but when it becomes unconscious, it's habits. Chronic, when it's like all the time we need to do it all the time, and it takes 21 days to stop a habit, and it takes 21 days to form a new habit. And we do want to use meditation now to find this center, and breathing. It's so much more healthy. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. It's very important to remove ourselves from all the dramas. And sometimes when we use products, it's like the dramas become emphasized. So it's like, but do not judge yourself. Love yourself regardless. It's like, and there is no judgment from the creator. For everything comes from source. Everything was tool, but the tools of the 3D will not bring us to the fifth dimension. We need to find new tools. Energetic tools. Otherwise, we're gonna go in circle. It's like going in circle. We're gonna go in circle. We have to be able to change our way to see a different result. And sometimes it takes a little while when we make a change inside for the change to register in the physical world. And that's why we have the highest wisdom is the incomplete symphony. We need to continue. Well, perfection is not expected of us, but we have to work towards the perfection of our character, because that's how we become courageous. What we need to understand is the happy is that everything is part of the divine plan, and everything is perfect and comes at the right time. What we need to do is to connect to the tribe, to our tribe, to connect to those people that feel and sense and have the same dreams and desires, and the outcome will be rest, the time of the nap, and we're going to be able to rest. It's going to be really nice very soon. I do feel like there is a resting time before the big action comes for me. I'm going to be able to relax a little bit. For now, it's like I'm being relaxed, though. It's like more and more as I let go of all the dramas and projection of my life. The card of the day from the Akash perspective is the Amerandian. It's like, well, it's about America. It's also about the connection to nature and the great spirits of nature. Spirit reminded me that although I'm in the city now, there's like all the fairies are around me. We can see the fairies with our physical eye. They will not manifest in 3D. They're like fifth and sixth dimensional beings, but they will operate with my program and my project, and they will be great assistants. They're very poetic. They're very inspired. They're very free. They're very light, and they're wonderful. Call on the fairy queen next to you, and just send greetings there. Maybe they'll come to you. The observer of the day is survival. We do want to get beyond survival, and we pray God that we are free from that and find the island of jewel, because this island of jewel is really the star. It is really the dreams that come true, and we do need to come out of survival. And it's like hopefully I do feel like it's very close. We're close to a breakthrough, and the world will be liberated as well to move out, because all of that was created by the snake, the lack and the poverty, the illness. All of that was a deception that was created in order to keep people entrapped, prisoners of the samsara. So those entities can nourish themselves from the negative energy. As we tune in, we breathe, we bring more oxygen into our body, we are able to send more positive energy, and we're less vulnerable to all the dramas of the matrix as well. We do want to be free of that. Well, thank you so very much for listening. I hope this message was meaning for you, and thank you for your support. I'm going to finish with a song and pull out a few cards. It's a song that talks about separation, but it's an old song of Pink Floyd, and but there's a lot of philosophy in their music as well. It's called "I Wish You Were Here." So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue sky from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold still rain, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot hair for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change. Did you exchange a walk-on part in a war for a leading role in a cage? How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. Have we found the same old fears? Wish you were here. And the song that used to come through my head when I was in a relationship, missing my partner. I was like, this is an old song. Well, Pink Floyd has always been trying to denounce the Matrix, and they've always been very forward with that. The observer of the day is a growing, is a cheminement, is an assess. It's a progressive thing that our consciousness is ascending each and every day. The highest wisdom is the triumph, to accept the triumph, the wonderful things that are before us. What we need to understand is consolation. We need to find a way to heal ourselves and to accept the love of God and people and life and situation. What we need to do is the revelation. We need to be open to let life reveal itself and continue to share our truths. And the outcome will be patience. And there's a lot of things that we still need to be patient. Eventually, time will collapse, and we're going to be moving into this always experience, this always higher experience. Yet it will be always punctuated with rest, and so it's very much patience is the mother of all virtues. Sometimes it is not easy to be patient, but there is much to learn through patience. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Salat.